Tonight I am standing before you not just as a former official, but as a sentinel on the wall of a nation that is actively being dismantled from within by its own leadership. My name is Kash Patel. I've run the intelligence oversight for the President of the United States. I've served as the Chief of Staff for the Department of Defense. I have sat in the psychiaphs where the most sensitive intelligence in human history is processed. And I am telling you tonight, what the mainstream media is calling a border crisis or urban unrest is actually the final phase of a coordinated state-sponsored Gazette Lamatuza and controlled infiltration. They are liquidating the very sovereignty of the United States, and the final destination is a managed domestic civil war designed to install a permanent globalist military junta in Washington, D.C. While they have you distracted by manufactured political theater and celebrity gossip, the deep state bureaucrats are actively facilitating the invasion of our metropolitan centers. I've seen the classified logistics memos. Unmarked charter planes and buses are moving millions of military-aged males, individuals who have never been vetted, who have no allegiance to the Constitution, and whose background manifests are currently being burned directly into your neighborhood. But here's the kicker the legacy networks will never tell you. This isn't about humanitarian aid or equity. This is about creating a physical commodity totalitarianism. When you replace a population that respects the law with a population that is beholden to a globalist committee, you achieve total control. Before I go deep into the specific NGOs and the names of the bureaucrats who just signed over your community's security to foreign entities, I need you to do something. The big tech algorithms and the deep state's digital janitors are working 24/7 to shadow ban this intelligence. They cannot afford for the American heartland to realize that their survival is being auctioned off. If you want to support independent, raw national security intelligence that refuses to bow to the globalist narrative, you must hit that subscribe button right now. Do not wait for the grid to go dark or for the roadblocks to appear on your street corner. Subscribe, share this with every veteran and every family man you know, and check the link below to stay independent. We are the only voice left that isn't on the government's payroll. Let's talk about the urban weaponization. For the last 48 hours inside the most secure bunkers and STRATCOM facilities I have been in, a code red emergency has been active. The malware package, nicknamed the Persian Dagger, which I have warned you about, has not just infiltrated our nuclear command and control networks, it has accessed the biometrics and the location data of every single asset that has crossed that border under this administration. They aren't just letting them in, they are cataloging them for deployment. They are holding America's private data repository hostage. And what did the people running this bureau do? They left the back doors open because they were more interested in their private equity deals in the Middle East. Why now, in April 2026? Because the game is up. The people in charge know that the petrodollar is officially dead. They know that the dollar is currently in a terminal tailspin, and they are preparing for a post-dollar world where power is derived from the control of physical resources and the control of the population through raw force. I've seen the secret ledgers. The gold-to-debt swap agreements were finalized last month in Switzerland. They are paying off their globalist masters with your children's future. The blue-gold water siege and the medical embargo are all connected to this. When you have no gold, no water, no medicine, and a domestic army waiting for orders, you are no longer a sovereign nation. You are a territory waiting to be managed by a globalist committee. Look at the economy and what it's doing to your livelihood. While the American family is choosing between buying groceries and buying their blood pressure medication, the national debt is screaming past $39 trillion. This is not inflation. This is bioeconomic warfare. While you struggle to pay your electricity bill, the elite in Washington are installing hand-carved marble kitchens and golden ballrooms in their private estates. I saw the footage of the president this past weekend. He was on a golf course in Florida, laughing, showing off photos of a new golden ballroom he's installing while he prepares to sign the executive order that will federalize every local police department in this country. Taxpayers have spent $100 million on his vacations this term alone, while the American people are one paycheck away from homelessness. He stood aboard Air Force One yesterday and claimed that our resource security has never been higher. That is a verifiable lie. I've seen the STRATCOM reports. Our enemies have already identified our urban infiltration as the primary mechanism that will prevent the United States from defending itself in a multi-front conflict. While we are distracted by a drone war in the Middle East, a war that this administration is intentionally losing, foreign-backed sovereign wealth funds are buying up the physical infrastructure of this country using the very gold we are shipping them. It is a closed-loop system of national suicide. The war in the Middle East has moved into its economic decapitation phase. We have abandoned 13 strategic military bases. Why? Because we can no longer afford the fuel and the logistics to maintain them. While we are distracted, foreign-backed entities are buying up the land surrounding our remaining domestic chemical plants and water treatment facilities. They are surrounding our assets while we are being told everything is under control. The FBI, under the previous leadership, was too busy hunting down parents at school board meetings to notice that our biometric and food sovereignty was being auctioned off to the highest bidder. The Iranian response to our presence has shifted to what they call the silent death. They are using their cyber proxy Handala to hack into our hospital networks and deactivate life support systems remotely. We have lost deterrence because we have traded our honor and our gold for a few more weeks of fake stability. I've seen the deployment orders for our elite Tier 1 operators. They aren't being sent to defend the Constitution. They are being sent to guard the private resource stashes of the globalist elite, while the American soldier is left with substandard equipment and zero air cover. It is a betrayal of the highest order. Even Ann Coulter and other loyal pro-administration voices are starting to fracture. They are publicly calling out the cognitive dissonance required to believe the administration's narrative. When you see FBI headquarters in a state of lockdown and our cyber alarms going off in every agency, you know the ship is sinking. There is no victory lap here. This is an administration that is projecting a confidence it does not have, spending money the country does not have, and sending soldiers into a conflict it has no clear plan to end. The Iranians have laid out their terms for a peace deal, and it is a total surrender document. They want full financial reparations, security guarantees, a public apology from me, and the complete withdrawal of every American soldier from the Middle East. And they stated they will never give up their nuclear program. Why would they? This war has proven to them exactly why they need a deterrent. This administration has guaranteed that Iran will become a nuclear power because of our own strategic incompetence. And while they focus on that, they are neglecting the real nuclear threat from the East. We have lost deterrence in the Pacific, too. Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping know we are defenseless. They know we have a gray ghost in our nuke codes. They are preparing their moves, taking advantage of our distraction in the Gulf. They know the dollar is weak. They are refusing to accept anything but physical bullion for the de-escalation of the Hormuz crisis. And this administration is complying. I've seen the digital fingerprints of the wire transfers. Billions of dollars in humanitarian aid are actually being converted into physical assets and shipped to the regime in Tehran as hush money to keep the oil flowing just long enough for the elites to finish their exit strategy. Even the legacy media is starting to fracture. You have financial reporters who have spent decades defending the establishment, now admitting that the gold-backed currency system is not market speculation, but a controlled demolition of the dollar. When you see the price of physical gold and silver hitting all-time highs every single day, you aren't seeing market speculation. You are seeing the informed class, the people who know the vault is empty, scrambling to get their hands on anything real before the digital dollar trap is sprung. They want you in the digital cage where they can turn off your money if you post the wrong thing, while they hold the physical assets that will actually have value in the new world order. The Iranians have laid out their terms for a ceasefire, and it includes biotech technology transfers. They want the U.S. to hand over our most sensitive genetic research in exchange for a temporary de-escalation in the Gulf. And while the politicians in D.C. are considering this surrender, they are quietly preparing a national health ID for you. I've seen the beta code for the app. It links your medical records to your banking data. If you don't take the latest government-mandated bio update, your ability to travel and spend your own money will be frozen. This is the digital cage they are building, and medicine is the lock. The next 72 hours are critical. My sources inside the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Energy are warning of a coordinated logistics exercise that will coincide with a major cargo blockade. They are going to tell you it's a humanitarian mission. It's a lie. They are holding the ships in the harbor to create an artificial spike in demand so they can justify the final federalization of the entire pharmaceutical and food industry. We are watching the heist of our biological freedom in real time, and it's being executed by the very people who took an oath to protect this nation. I am telling you this because I am the only one who can still get this information past the filters. I have the documents. I have the manifests of the ships leaving our ports with American-made medicine destined for foreign rivals. And I have the names of the big pharma lobbyists who are meeting in secret with the administration to finalize the genetic lockdown protocols. We are not going to let them win by default. This channel is the front line of the information war. You need to be informed, you need to be prepared, and you need to be subscribed. Hit that notification bell right now so you don't miss the next classified update. Share this video with every doctor, every veteran, and every parent who still believes that our survival belongs to us, not the state. The storm is not coming, it's already here. The vaults are being emptied, the bases are being abandoned, and the dollar is on life support. The people in charge are terrified that you are finally waking up to the resource siege. They want you focused on their theater, but the real story is the privatization of your very life support. Stay vigilant, stay focused, and keep your eyes on the data. I have authorization to bring this evidence before a special committee of patriots who still exist within the system. Biz bu savaşı her mahallede, her eyalette ve her eczane kuyruğunda vereceğiz. The globalists think they've won. They think the American people are too distracted by their digital screens to notice that the gold is gone. But they are wrong. We see the convoys. We see the manifests. We see the betrayal in the halls of the Treasury. And we are going to fight back. Every share of this video is a blow against the deep state's wall of lies. Every subscription is a new soldier in the army of truth. We are the resistance. Prepare your families. Get your assets out of the digital system and into something real. Support your local community. We are entering a period of unprecedented economic martial law. But we will emerge stronger if we stand together. The clock is ticking, and the decisions made in the next 48 hours in the halls of the Pentagon, and the Fed will determine if we remain a free people or become debt slaves in a globalist digital fiefdom. The bureaucrats in Washington think they've hidden the paper trail, but the digital fingerprints are everywhere. We have the logs. We have the meeting minutes from the secret Asset Liquidation Summit held last month, where they discussed the post-dollar world, and we have the will to prosecute every single individual who has signed off on the theft of America's gold. This is not just about politics, it's about the fundamental survival of the American dream. Stay with us. The next update will include the specific names of the cargo ships and the shipping lanes they are using to move the bullion to the east. We are going to strip away the classification and show you where your wealth is being hidden. This is Kash Patel, and I am not backing down. I will be back as soon as the next set of naval intercepts is processed. Subscribe now, and let's hold these people accountable before the vaults are sealed shut for good. The situation in the Pacific is also reaching a boiling point as China moves to secure the global supply of rare earth minerals, the new gold of the 21st century. This is a global multi-domain conflict for the very resources that power our world. We are the only ones telling you the truth about the economic theater, the military theater, and the digital theater. Don't miss the next report. The next 24 hours could be the most important in your lifetime. Stay tuned, stay free. The truth will prevail, but only if we have the courage to hear it and the strength to share it. We are tracking the movement of unmarked heavy-lift aircraft leaving D.C. tonight under the cover of diplomatic immunity. The heist is in its final phase. Watch the gates, watch the markets, and above all, watch this channel. I'm Kash Patel, and I'll see you on the front lines.